The grass sways gently under the wind. Across the vast field lie enormous bodies, men built like mountains, their skin marked by time, dust, and scars. One of them, with long dark hair and a thick beard, rests on his back, dressed in rags that once might have been clothes. Around him, small fur-covered creatures wander carefully, studying him as if he were a god turned to stone. Dozens of giants scattered like fallen titans after a forgotten war. Around each, tiny tribes gather, dark-skinned, cautious, whispering among themselves, unsure if these sleeping figures are gods or ghosts. One of the creatures breaks away from the group and runs across the field toward the giant's foot. It stops, hesitating for a heartbeat, then reaches out and touches the cold skin. The giant doesn't move. Only the wind moves across his chest, brushing through the tall grass growing upon him. These small beings live among the relics of another age. They farm the land where the giants rest, pulling pumpkins from the ground, cutting massive cabbages, carrying tools too big for their hands. Their world is oversized, strange, but ordinary to them. Far off, near the rocks, lies a massive wooden hammer, half buried, covered in dust. The small ones approach it, running their hands along the handle, realizing it could never have been made for them. And then, one of the giants moves. Slowly, heavily. The ground trembles. The creatures scatter in fear as he rises to his knees. His breath sounds like thunder. He takes a step forward, unsteady but alive. The field falls silent. Every eye turns toward him. He walks toward the distant smoke. The land turns black beneath his feet. The air thickens with heat. Ahead, a volcano glows, its crater pulsing like the heart of the earth. In his hand, he carries raw meat, dripping. He stops at the edge of the fire pit, staring into the molten light. The ancient world watches, holding its breath. The giant collapses. The world shakes as his body hits the ground. Stone and dust explode upward like a storm. His chest rises, faintly. He's alive, but broken. His skin bears the marks of fire and time. His strength is gone. From between the rocks, the small furred creatures appear again. They approach carefully, step by step, their eyes wide with both fear and wonder. One touches his hand. Another tugs at a piece of rope. Then more of them come, dozens, hundreds, surrounding his fallen form like ants around a wounded god. They begin to pull. Ropes tighten around his legs, his chest, and his arms. They drag him across the blackened ground, their feet sinking into the dust. The giant groans but doesn't resist. There is no anger in their movements, only instinct, perhaps pity. They stop near the cliffs where the ground is softer, shaded by stone. Some bring leaves, others water. They work together in silence. Green herbs are crushed, mixed, pressed onto his burns. Steam rises as the plants meet the wounds. They cover his body with bandages of foliage, pour water over his face, and lift his head so he can drink from a wooden bowl. Time passes. His breath slows. The pain eases. The world quiets. When his eyes open again, he sees them tiny, fragile, yet unafraid. They've saved him, though they don't even know why. For a moment, they simply stare at each other, giants and creatures of the earth, connected by something older than language. Dawn. The wind carries the scent of ash and grass. The giant stands once more. His skin is scarred, wrapped with green leaves that cling to healing flesh. His body trembles, but his eyes are alive again. In front of him stand 3 of the small beings. They look up, motionless, waiting. He looks down, then slowly walks past them. The ground quivers under his steps, but there's no fear anymore. He's part of this world again, not its ruler, not its enemy, just another creature trying to live. He reaches the ocean. The waves glisten beneath the morning sun. He wades into the water, kneels and scoops a handful of fish from the shallows. The silver bodies twist in his palm. When he returns to the shore, the small beings are waiting. He kneels and offers them the fish. They take it, hesitant at first, then with trust. They turn away, carrying the gift back toward the hills. He watches them go, a faint smile crossing his face. For the first time, the world feels calm. Later, he finds the valley again, the land of enormous vegetables and quiet fields. He kneels among them, picks up a small pumpkin, studies it. Then he places it beside a fish, setting them both gently on the grass, a meal not of conquest, but of peace. Smoke rises beyond the rocks. He follows it. There, by a fire, 2 other giants and a woman kneel preparing food. Around them, the small creatures sit in silence, sharing the same meal. No words, no fear, only the crackle of fire and the warmth of something new being born. A world once divided, now breathing together again. Evening falls quietly. The light fades from the fields, and the small ones begin to gather what remains of the meal. They carry fish, roots, and vegetables toward the dark mouths of their caves. Inside, the firelight flickers across the stone walls, warm, alive, safe. They sit close together, roasting fish over the flames, laughing softly, their world at peace for the first time in memory. Outside, the land sleeps. The giants rest near the cliffs, their silhouettes outlined by the fire's glow. The wind hums across the valley. Inside the caves, they drift into sleep. Children curl up beside their elders, firelight dancing on their faces. A fish skeleton lies beside the dying embers. The world shifts. The grass gives way to thick jungle, the trees growing larger, the shadows darker. The age of giants fades, and something new awakens. In the distance, a heavy footstep sinks into the mud. Water splashes. A creature moves through the forest, massive, covered in black fur, its breath slow and deliberate. A gorilla, not man, not God, but the heir of both. Through the vines and fog stands a colossal skull, half buried and overgrown with moss, a relic of the world before. The gorilla pauses before it, eyes filled with thought, perhaps even memory. Around it, the jungle breathes, thick, humid, alive. Somewhere beyond the trees a roar echoes, deep, ancient. And in that sound something stirs, the return of the predators. The jungle trembles. From the shadows emerges the source of the roar, a Tyrannosaurus rex. Its jaws glisten with saliva, its eyes locked forward. The air itself seems to freeze. Across the clearing, the gorilla stands, still, silent. Steam rises from its nostrils. They face each other, 2 titans born of different worlds, one of instinct, one of memory. Then the world explodes into motion. The T-Rex lunges forward, roaring. The gorilla charges, fists pounding the ground. Their collision sends shockwaves through the forest. Dirt flies, trees splinter, blood spills. The gorilla leaps, strikes the beast's skull with both fists. The dinosaur retaliates, jaws snapping,
Tearing at fur and flesh, they crash into a river. Water and mud erupt into chaos. Beneath the surface, only shadows and bubbles. A storm of movement. The T-Rex bursts upward, gasping, but the gorilla follows, relentless.